Welcome, my name is Matt, aka Road Jedi 88. We are getting into Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, Territory Battle, Geonosis, Republic Offensive. We are still in Phase 1. This is a Geonosian battle, Territory Battle, which is a far higher difficulty level than any of the Hoth battles. And honestly, I feel like this one is actually set for Deadly mode, Deadly difficulty mode. I couldn't even get a pinch in yesterday in my attacks. So we definitely, if your guild has any, in this particular territory battle, you're going to probably want your guild, the members who have the most powerful, the most powered up characters to probably run those battles, as well as even help with the platoons. Definitely going to want them in on the deployment as well. As far as anyone who is still kind of character building, don't be hard on yourself, because I mean there is a high level of requirement expectation to even be able to contribute hardly anything into this one. I've been at this for a few months. I got a number of relic amplified characters rarityed up, geared up, abilitied up, and I still could not get one pinch in yesterday, other than out of deployment and maybe some platoon squad ups. That was about at most what I was able to do. So like in my guild, squad leader and squad officers, I mean, it kind of, most of the weight is probably going to end up falling on them, and not out of any of our own fault. It's just the way it's playing out. The way this is designed, the requirements are of a very high expectation. It looks like the fleet squadron is nearly filled up in my guild's territory battle of this. We've got one rarity star. We are in day 2 of phase 1. So it is possible, if there's even any more ships to muscle into this, we could if anyone's even able to participate in those fleet battles, we could get lucky to see a 2-star victory on this one. I'd be surprised if we see a 3-star, but hopefully we have enough to be able to run down on the line here, considering what the direction, which territory that opens up. Now each territory group, Count Dooku's hangar opens up battleground, but we need a victory star, and we are a long ways away from that 110 million requirement here. Next is rear flank. Now it is a little less requirement than, yeah, it definitely is less requirement than Count Dooku's hangar, and we're about to have 2-star rarity. We're already good, sufficient enough to make it to the sand dunes. But if we want to be able to see battlegrounds, we really, my guild does need to put a little bit of attention on Count Dooku's hangar, if that's even remotely possible. I mean, the real question is, what does the guild have to offer the members, especially with the requirement expectations? I mean, it is gut-wrenching. Let's take a look at the platoons. Okay, I'm getting a lag. Give me a minute. Jeez. Okay. Well, and it looks like we put in a lot of relic amplified characters into these, which is, I mean, would you rather be going into, be a part of a platoon with a bunch of squad members who just are fresh out of the academy? Or would you rather them be strengthened up? Now, whether this is really how that's measured up, that's still one I am questionable and skeptical about. But it feels in a realistic world, it feels like that's what you would want. I'm hoping when we put in the last 2 characters for these 2 spots, whoever has a Hermit Yoda, and preferably a powered up one, as well as, geez, I keep clicking on them to see the name, but Murrin, I think that's who that is. I think she's part of the Night Sister group. I could be wrong. Trying to identify where she came from, and I think, what was it, the name of the TV series is at the tip of my tongue, and I can't seem to spit it out. The one that was supposed to prelude everything, that kind of flopped because the timeline still did not match up with the Jedi's history. Some of y'all might know what I'm getting at. The TV series, I only had 1 season. That involved, the force wielders, but unaligned force wielders, kind of like, prehistoric Night Sisters, I guess. I don't know. There were timeline issues about that did not make sense with what you would read in Phantom Menace and Attack of the Clones, references of their history regarding Sith interactions. Well, it looks like the platoon on this one is filled up, and we got all 3 levels filled up, so that's good, and that does help with getting the victory stars jumped up. And since we are hurting pretty bad on this Count Dooku's hangar, if we even want to see Battleground opened up, we are going to need to get at least up to here, and that is a bit of a stretch. I don't have a whole lot to contribute. I've only unlocked a couple of characters, and I'm still like nowhere with them, but a little something's better than nothing. I have no one I can contribute into platoons. I've already contributed what I could yesterday, and I have no one for the other battles or the special battles. So really, at most, what I'm able to do today is deploy whoever I've birthed out of the holotables in the last 24 hours. Just throw them in. That's about the most I can do. But if there is any players in my, like I say, in my guild, any players or in your guild, if they haven't contributed by going into the second day before going to the next phase, you have to be able to have at least star victories in order to follow the lines to the territories that they are responsible to unlock. If we want to move forward. So I still wish EA Games would take into consideration about the platoon aspects of the territory battles. Like maybe show like a video result of what that battle looked like. Because if there is any sense of measurement about who you're applying into the platoons, that does kind of make, in a realistic world, that would definitely make a difference. But this is a fictional game, I get that. But it would help if EA Games did kind of emphasize a little better the measurement, what this battle was looking like in visual form once all the players are laid out, when they've been squatted up into platoons, when they have been deployed out, the success of the battle, because it does make a difference. Anyone who is a chess player knows this to be true. Anyone who is, got her veteran experience, probably gonna be, looking at it close to this direction. It does make a difference. So that is Geonosis Republic Offensive. It wasn't a whole lot to say for today's, other than just kind of analyze your position, analyze where you're at in the moment, and figure out what needs to be done. Rallying up guild members is not always the easiest because not everyone pays attention to chat, not everyone is even in on the territory battle, not everyone is able to even fully contribute just because of what's happening. And of course, you know, there's the factor that we all have our own personal lives, hence why I'm tardy to the party today. You know, wife had her off day from work, and, you know, just, you know, we got things we got to take care of. As soon as I was able to get back onto the game, here I am, I made it. Trying to do what I can to help y'all here. And I gotta bounce out of here too. Back to my real world life. But, yeah, just from a quick glance, what I'm seeing, what I'm observing, what I'm analyzing. And we can kind of take a look at, you know, the guild officers and leaders can kind of take a look to see where the participation might be lacking. Maybe help with rallying, if possible. If possible. I mean, speaking as someone who did run as a leader in a guild for a totally different game, not this, out of a Disney, like another Disney game, being a guild leader and guild officer is not always a guaranteed success. There is a lot that has to be contributed in, and getting the participation of all the squad members or the guild members is not always the easiest. It does definitely help to have your guild filled with members who are going to be active. But for a game that's been out for as long as it has, I mean, you only have so much control over who decides to join your guild. I mean, you don't, as a leader and officer, you don't have that. I mean, you're not exactly Hitler or a dictator or something, you know? I mean, there's only so much you can do about it. But guild members, I mean, bear in mind, I mean, you join a guild, be a part of the guild. And being part of the guild, if you want to see your character growth, you know, the characters you're trying to build up in your personal end-game player account, you want to see those characters grow, participating in guild events contributes to that. And what you do with your characters also contributes to the guild. It goes both ways, actually. So, kind of some things to bear in mind. Just a little pep talk, motivational speech. But, you know, we do the best we can. There wasn't much I was able to contribute other than deploy a couple of guys that were just born in the last 24 hours. Anomalously. Trying to find the right word out. Like I said, it's been a long day. Anyways, subscribe to the channel, like the videos, comments, questions, suggestions down below. That was Geonosis Republic Offensive for Guild Territory Battles. Thank you for following, and may the Force be with you.